This evening is not only about the opportunity that Jacob Zuma has to talk to the nation and sell his presidency and his party to the nation. It's also an opportunity for political parties, opposition parties, to poke holes in that speech, to be the armchair critics and say how they would do it better. Now joining me is UDM leader Bantu Holomisa to give us some of that criticism, some expectation. Let's start firstly with the fact that it's 20 years, we're celebrating 20 years of democracy. We start with President Nelson Mandela leaving a wondrous legacy. Do you think President Jacob Zuma, after his 5 years term, has lived up to that legacy of Nelson Mandela?
Oh, definitely a big no. Madiba has left a big gap. Even Mbeki tried, but he couldn't. It's worse for Zuma. However, today's State of the Nation address, we should expect President Zuma to account on behalf of his party for the last 20 years. So expect that you will see a repetition of what has been said previously, a lot of cut and paste of annual reports condensed together. But of importance, he will be judged only when he speaks about the current issues like unemployment, the lack of good governance, ethics of good governance, as well as the current spate of unrest and destruction of properties. So we will be waiting to hear him to say this is his plan to address those problems. Otherwise, if he's going to join us and start moaning like us, no, we must deal with the violence, people must not burn properties, then he will be wasting our time. He should be saying, over the last year or last 3 months, I've assessed the situation and the cabinet has resolved as follows to address the problems. He needs to show some leadership.
Now, one of the issues that's really hung over his head since he first came into office and now it seems to have progressed is corruption. What kind of effect do you think that has had on his presidency and his administration?
Unfortunately, corruption destroys the gains of our freedom. And I don't think he has been a good captain to lead by example in that score, especially the scandals surrounding him himself and his home and so on. I think the leadership of the ANC should have relieved him of some of the work, that maybe his deputies would be positioned as champions of promoting ethics of good governance. But all of them, they seem to be investing a lot in him to do these things, yet he is questionable.
Know more about your world.
eNCA.com